this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Print on Demand Mastery Course, Session 4. So in today's course, we're going to be working on developing our product. Over the last week, 2 weeks, I actually sent out 2 weeks ago, Wednesday or Thursday, an email that had all the hyperlinks from sessions 1 through 3. I also included a video on how to use Canva, because we did cover how to use Canva in session 3 and get you all started. And I just want to make sure that if anyone needed any additional assistance, that they watch that how to use Canva so they could begin the process of working on their specific product. So if you did not find that email, I sent it again about 3 days ago, sent the same email, just changed the subject line, but it's the same email. So I just wanted to make sure everyone got it, sent the same email twice, 2 different subject lines, so that you could make sure you're ready and caught up for session 4. So today's objective is that we're going to finish creating our product. And then after we finish creating our product, we're going to create the listing images, and then we're going to create the listing in Etsy. So we're using Canva as the tool that we're playing with. We're going to go ahead and create our listing images after we finish our product. We're going to talk briefly about creating bulk or variation listings, which is not 100% applicable in what we are doing. I mean, we're doing printables. I mean, there are some printables that you will do bulk or variation listings, but we'll talk about what that is. We'll talk about a couple of things around optimizing your listing. We're actually covering that first. And then we'll talk briefly about order fulfillment, which is part of the listing creation process because of the fact that we're using Etsy to auto fulfill our order, unless your file is so large that Etsy can't handle it and you're going to email it directly to your customers. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to do before we get too far into the weeds is that this has been a popular topic all week in the print on demand space. And they're talking about a post that happened in the Canva, what's the name of the group? Develop, Design. It's a Canva developers group or Canva design creatives group, but it is a Canva group. They have over 229,000 users in there. So if you have a Canva account, you may have received an invitation to join that Facebook group. And since we've already talked about licensing from a high level, I encourage everybody to read and understand, because I am not an attorney, but my understanding of how we can use Canva to create products and your understanding may be slightly different. I will tell you millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of print on demand products have been created and used Canva to create those products, to design them, to develop them, whether they are printables, whether they are physical products, whether they are even ebooks. Canva has been used for a lot of resale products. So the fact that this question came up, the question was around the use of Canva from a legal standpoint. So there have not been a boatload of stories about people being sued for using Canva designs, outside of those people that are clearly going after 1000% trademarked items. So an example would be they use Canva to create, I'll use Disney. Disney's the best example. This is Autism Awareness Month. So they use Canva to create a mouse head with ears, a symbol that is easily recognizable under every circumstance for Disney. You know, the 3 circles, the 1 big circle and the 2 circles for the ears. And they make it out of puzzle pieces. Well, the actual image of Mickey Mouse and or Disney, that image is trademarked. The design is trademarked. The name is trademarked. The character is trademarked. So that person that would create a head, Mickey Mouse head, using puzzle pieces with the 1 big circle for the head and then the 2 small circles for the ears, they would be definitely being sued or contacted by Disney. None of us have Disney money. Like, none of us have it. Like, if you got it, then you're not taking this class. Like, you're somewhere in Fiji relaxing. So my point is, don't do anything that is clearly trademarked. Spider-Man is clearly trademarked. All of the Marvel characters are clearly trademark. All the DC characters are clearly trademark. Like if the character's trademark, if the name is trademark, if the design is like, if any of that is trademark, just don't recreate that using Canva. So when I say there are not a boatload of lawsuits out there, people being sued for using Canva designs, I mean that. There's not. What you do have is a few knuckleheads that from time to time think that they can get away with stuff, and then they create something that clearly has copyrighted or trademarked designs, and then they use Canva to do it, and they get themselves in trouble. That's on them. So what Canva has come back and said, because this, again, if you watch any YouTube videos, this has been out in the YouTube space, there's been blog posts about it. It has been almost everywhere talking about the use of Canva to create print-on-demand products. And again, there are millions of products out there that have been used by people using Canva to create them. So anyway, Canva came back and responded, and the shortest answer to their statement is, when you are creating your print-on-demand designs, if you use a pro image and you don't edit it in any kind of way, you take it as is, face value, then that is not usable. If you take a pro image and you add other elements to it that are free elements or your paid elements, and you modify it in some capacity, then yes, you can use that as use it in your print-on-demand designs. So if you're not in the Canva community, I wish I could tell you what the name of it is. I probably have it open somewhere. I would encourage you to go check it out for yourself so that you feel comfortable. I don't want you to feel not comfortable. I am not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. There's too many. It's Canva Design Community Official. Canva Design Community Official. So I am not personally worried about it at all. Not even thinking about it, because I have already read the license. I've already communicated back and forth with Canva on many occasions, just so I can make sure I understand what I can and cannot do. And of course, that means that if I do something that is going to get me in trouble, then I can legally be sued by whoever is going to sue me. That is my onus. I'm taking that responsibility. I want you as a business owner to make sure you have a comfort level from a legal standpoint on what you can and cannot do. So that was another reason why I made sure all the links went out before this whole fiasco happened in the last 5 days or 7 days. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that everyone had a chance to at least read the direct response from Canva, to see what was posted in the community, and to have at least a comfort level that if they're going to use the Canva tool to design, develop, create products, that they feel comfortable that they're using it correctly. And I'm going to show you the difference between a pro and a non-pro image. I've shown that before, but I'm going to show it again so that everybody is clear on Canva products. And then we're also going to point out some other things inside the Canva license. So the other thing that I'm going to share all these links in the chat, I'm also going to email them out. What I have done is I have gone after, again, I've already sent this to you last week. If you guys didn't open that email, you can open it and you'll find a link to it, or last week and the week before. If you don't have it handy, I'm going to put it in the chat. You can go read it for yourself right now. But the first two links are about the license and copyright and legal commercial use of any of the images inside of Canva. So the way Canva works, just so you have a little bit of background and history about Canva itself, is that Canva doesn't actually create any of the elements and designs that are actually in its database. They have hired people who do that, and they get paid when we use their designs. So there's designers and developers. And what Canva is doing is that if you use a pro image, they're saying you can't use it standalone by itself and nothing else, and no modifications to it. You cannot use it on a product that you intend to sell. But if you take the free images, you can do that all day long. And if you take a pro image and you modify it, you can do that all day long as well. As long as it's modified and other elements are added to it, you can definitely use it. So want to make you aware of that. Again, so that there's no issues with it. The other thing, I was giving you a bunch of articles. My VA is actually, she's compiled this list, but the list wasn't ready. We need it as a downloadable PDF, so it's not ready. So a bunch of links to articles where you can also get other images that are free or royalty free, copyright free, out in the public domain, where if you want to incorporate them into your print on demand products, whether it be a printable product, whether it be a physical product, whether it be an ebook, that you have the opportunity to do that. And a little bit of information about commercial use. So I'm going to copy all these links into the chat so that you have them readily available and you can, make the best decisions for you and your business. So let me copy this and let me find the chat window. I'm going to put them all in there. And then I'll also email them. So every single one of those links are in there. The first one. So let's go look at the first one. I thought I already had it open. I probably do. Okay. So again, we're going to look at this commercial use license. Sorry, I have to move this bar around. Okay. So Canva content, either in free or pro, can be you can use the free content at no cost. And then the pro content, there's licenses to cover the content we offer for photos, icons, illustrations. You can use them in videos, fonts, templates. So the free, for free users, pro content is watermarked. Yes, it is. You can remove the watermark by buying the license. So you buy the pro license. I am a pro member. I have a grandfather pro member, so I don't pay what everybody else pays right now. I have an old license. Anyway, so paying for the content pays to support the creators. Getting a license, it goes through all that, blah, 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 blah. So what's allowed and what's not allowed? Let's get into it. And if you didn't get a chance to read, I'm going to try to make sure that you see. So you sell your design on merchandise, t-shirts, you can sell it, sell your design, okay? You can sell, you can design and sell templates with the free and pro elements, okay? So it says you can design and sell templates with the free and pro. That's both of them together. You can design and sell templates with the free elements only, just the free by itself. PDF, JPEG, PNG, whatever. You can create designs for your clients. Okay. You can resell Canva templates and stock elements as is. These are the free, not the pro. Okay. Not the pro by themselves. Okay. You can use content in your designs and they go into that. We continue on. You can legally sell designs you create on Canva. Can I legally sell? Move your mouse. Can I legally sell designs that I create on Canva? Yes. It goes through some of the legalese of what you can and cannot do, and it's okay. Talks about selling templates. The thing that you need to know about templates, that unless a template is created for use only on Canva, in other words, it's just a pro, you cannot use pro content in templates of any nature, okay? So if you take a pro template and you just want to use that standalone without any modifications to it, without any changes, you cannot do that. Okay, they're telling you that whether it is a template, whether it is an element, whether it is a logo, whatever it is, you can't use it standalone. You also have the opportunity that you can use any of the fonts if you want to in any of your products. Okay, so you can use the fonts as is. Copyright ownership and the Canva design. I'll let you read that. Let me just see if I can find one last thing. Okay, so the biggest takeaway, and again, you can read this for yourself and you can go to the link that I previously provided, that Canva has provided a video on content license agreement. I think this is the page. I think there was a video, but anyway, the basics, what you can and cannot do. Yeah, this is perfect. Permitted uses for all content of Canva except for pro music. And I will tell you, pro music that is licensed, like we used to use, we used it all summer for TikToks last year, not this year, but last year. So I found out the hard way that the music, if you don't find the royalty-free music, that when you upload it to your YouTube channel, your TikTok, or your Instagram Reels, and especially if you're trying to monetize your channel, they will actually block that music because of the fact that the music is copyrighted. So you have to go and get royalty-free or copyright-free music, just for those people who are actually creating TikToks and YouTube Reels, and they need music in the background. So we learned that last year the hard way. So here's the link to the license agreement. Again, this is something that I previously gave you guys. So let me just make sure that I put it in this list for today, for today's email. So permitted use, you can make designs that contain free or pro, and they go through the list, and they're talking about all the things that you can do. Then they come down and said limited use, use of pro. So you can't use, again, they keep emphasizing that, well, that's talking about the website. You can't use pro all by itself. You can use free, but you can't use pro all by itself. Okay. So you have to make sure that it is modified. There's elements that are changed in order to use it. So I just want to make sure that I got that out of the way, because that's like the 9,000 questions that have come up because of a post inside of the Facebook group for Canva. So now we can move on. Okay. I just want you all to look at this as a business owner and either feel comfortable with it or make a business decision. Now, if you are not comfortable with using Canva, I would tell you, like, the font is not copyrighted. You can make all your designs with just using font. That includes your downloadable or printable documents. That includes if you decide to do coffee mugs, t-shirts, anything, like, you can just use the font and not use any elements of any type. You can use other sites for elements. So I just wanted to put that out there, that that is an option. Okay. So last week, I'm going to move on now. Unless there's any questions, I'll stop and see if there's any questions. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer regarding this topic? I will unmute so that everybody understands why I brought it up, why it became a thing, why I talked about it, and wanted to make sure I covered it one more time, even though I sent you guys a whole bunch of links. And just want to make sure everybody's at a good place with their own personal, I can't guarantee your own personal understanding, but you at least know where you can go to get the answers. And you know what? Canva will respond to your questions. You can contact them directly if you still feel that there's some level of a gray area in any of the questions that you have about the use of Canva. So is everybody in a good place? You feel comfortable moving on? If not, you can always come back and listen to the replay. All right, so what I want to encourage you to do is now to pull up your product. Pull up your product, and if you have your laptop, pull up your product so that we can go ahead and start working on the thing that you created. Whatever that thing is, we're going to start working on it. So does everybody have their product pulled up? Did they do something? Any of that? Did you finish your product? Anything? I hope you did. I hope you finished it. All right. So the goal today is to go ahead and we're going to finish our product. Oh, we got a question. All right. I understand I have no questions. Yes. All right. So the thing we're going to do today is we're actually going to finish our design. We're going to export our file. We're going to test our file to make sure it works however we designed it. And then we're going to create our listing. I didn't put the word R on yours. Sorry, the R is missing. But anyway, we're going to create your listing. So that's what we're about to do. So let's finish our designs. I don't even remember what I started with. I think I was just playing with Canva, but I'm going to point out some things while we're in here. So this is my Canva account. And I'm going to point out the difference between pro products and non-pro products. So pro products have that little crown on them. There's a crown right there. There's a crown right there. This is a non-pro product. This is free. This is a non-pro product. This is free. This is a pro product. This is a pro product. This is a pro product. This is a non-pro product. This is a non-pro product. So you can see that there's no crown on the item. So if I decide I want to use this element, I'm going to have to make sure that I use it and I edit it in some capacity. I can't list this on Etsy or any other platform and not get into trouble with Canva or not get into trouble with the platform. Okay. Whereas, I mean, you should edit these, but if you like them as is, like you can use the free. These are all free. Then we have templates, which is what we were working on. So let me do planners. That was what we were doing. Well, I did planner pages. And I think we were doing like budget logs and things like that. So I'm going to point out the pro versus non-pro. This is a non-pro. This is a pro product. This is a pro product. Okay. Okay. This is a non-pro product. So you'll see that the little crowns are on there. So if I wanted to take this one or this one or this one, I wanted to use them in any capacity to sell products, Canva saying, no, I can't do that. I can use these, I can use them, and I can edit them, and I can sell them until they become licensed with the pro. I can use them to my heart's content. So there's a bunch of them that are non-pro that are out here. So if you wanted to start the process of taking something, modifying it, that what I've been teaching this entire time is whatever it is, we're taking it and we're modifying it, whatever it happens to be. So if we're talking about a food diary, if we're talking about a travel log, if we're talking about a summer schedule or chore chart, we're taking it and we're modifying it as something that we want to sell as a downloadable or printable. So that is what we were doing. Okay, so let me just find one so we can move forward. So this is a productivity planner, and I want to customize this. You saw that I have the little customize it for use. Let me just blow this up a little bit so I can see all the pieces. It's a joy of getting older. So we're gonna blow this up a little bit so we can see it. So it's got, oh, this is pretty awesome. Okay. So we've been working on planners on my side, just so you guys know. So I'm like, oh, okay, another idea. So this has, it's a plain sheet. It's got today's day. They can circle the day of the week. That part is pretty intuitive. They can write the date. They have check boxes here, which is 1000% awesome. And they can write down what their focus is by each hour, which is me, Nicole. I am that personality. And then they can write down their top 5 priorities for the day. If one of the things that they're trying to build is a habit around drinking more water, they can go through and they can make sure that they've drank enough water. And then in addition to that, they can note their mood for the day by circling one of these, what their goals are for the day, goals for the day versus priorities for the day. And then any notes, and you'll see that they've had these little legends. For a check mark is okay. This one is delayed, so we're going to move it to another day or a different time. This one you're stuck, so you're not able to make any progress on it. That's what stuck means. And this one is cancel, which is an X, and you can't, you're not going to do anything. So the great thing is that they can put a little dot that they started on it, and then when they're done with it, they can click off the check okay. So I absolutely love this productivity sheet, and I'm actually going to send it to my VA after we finish talking so she can incorporate it into the stuff we're already working on, because that's the joy of discovering new things. Now, would be something that eCom sellers would take and modify and use it in its entirety. So let's say that we changed a couple of things. I don't know. We're going to change the font to a completely different font. So I talked about in the video, again, if you didn't watch the video, I encourage you to go back and watch it. It walks you through how to make different changes. Everything from changing the background, changing the font, changing, the line color, moving things around. I walk through a bunch of stuff in that video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this font to, I don't know, Garrett, maybe? Nope. So we're using Light Seasons. Let's see, is this ugly? Yeah, that's okay. And I can change the size so it'll actually fit. All right. There's Bright, there's Calgary, there's, we're going to use Calgary. All right, so I'm going to reduce the size by going up to the size to decrease it. so it shows up on the same line. I'm going to change the background. So I'm going to select the whole thing. And I'm going to change the color of the background to be this bluish color. Okay. So I've changed that and maybe a couple more things. Change the dot color. What's the dot color? So maybe we'll make the dot color a darker, I don't know. We're going to mess with it. We'll make it blue because I got nothing else to do. And it's asking me if I want to change all of them. So I can click on change all. If you see this down here, I'm going to change all of them to this blue. So now everywhere where there's a dot, they've all been changed to a blue. Okay, I can move some other things around instead of having top priorities for the day and goals for the day. Oh, this one didn't get changed. What? We got a solo guy out here that didn't get changed. What's the deal? All right. So I don't like the fact that there are maybe, 5 lines or 6 lines. I could drop this down from 6 boxes down to 5. I could say, I want this to start. What time does it start in the morning? Starts at 6 in the morning and say we stop at 10 at night. So I could get rid of this bottom line. Maybe I want an extra line for notes. So I can go through and make those adjustments if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I could. The way that I make some of those adjustments is I can ungroup this. And then once I ungroup it, as I said before, I can just go delete the standalone ones that I want and make the changes that I want. So again, these are groups, just ungrouping it. Then I have to get the standalone one that I want. Delete that. Ungroup. You can regroup stuff back if you wanted to. So I'm going to do that. So I'm modifying this so we can move this up. So I'm going to move it up. And I'm going to add another line by clicking on the duplicate and then add another line because I want more space for notes. Okay. And then what I did was just make sure that it's lined up with the other ones and I'm done. I may want to take the moods for the day. I really don't care about that. But anyway, so now I have today's goals and I have priorities. I really feel like priorities is enough. I don't think you need goals too. But anyway, it is what it is and we are where we are. So let's say this is the page that I want for my design. This is the one I'm going to work on. And this is the one that I'm going to create a listing around. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the share button. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on download. And because I'm selling this as a product, I'm going to download it 2 ways. One, I'm going to download it as an image. And the second one, I'm going to download it as a PDF. So because I'm going to be selling it, I'm going to download it as a PDF in the best printing. Oh, I probably should rename it. Hold on. I didn't rename it. This is. I want to know what class this is. So when my people go in and work, they're going like, I don't know what this is. And you had created this thing. I did a search on everything for productivity and we got an extra document. I'll be like, oh, that was class. So because my team uses my account, like you can add as many members as you want to. So I'm going to download it as a PNG. Why am I doing that? I'm downloading it as a PNG because I need to make my listing image. Okay. And I'm also going to download it as a PDF because that's going to be the listing that I'm going to create. Does everybody understand why I'm downloading it twice? Once as an image and once as the actual product that the customer, when they buy it, is going to download. Does everybody understand that? So I'm going to make sure in the chat you can type a yes. I think everybody can get to the chat now. So I'm downloading it. So I've got it downloaded once as a PDF, and then now I'm going to download it again as an image because I've got to create this image listing. So I'm going to download it. And you're like, okay, so we got it downloaded as 2 things. Once, both of them came down as a PNG. First of all, let's try to do it the right way, Nicole. All right, let's try one more time to do the print. Yeah, thought I hit print. There we go, PDF. There you go. All right, so it's a downloadable PDF. and it's a PNG image. Now we got it right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over to Etsy real quick, and we're going to look at productivity sheets. We're going to look at listings for productivity sheets because this is a productivity sheet. And we're going to see what those listings look like. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I want to make sure that whatever listing I create is at least in line with the other listings that are out there. Okay. I'm not going to create something that is way off in left field and looks weird. And so you've got productivity printable, journal, planner, template. So I could call it a template. I can call it a tracker. It's not really a tracker. I'm just going to do printable. Let's just see what comes up. So I'm going to do a search on productivity. Maybe productivity printable. The other thing, while we're here, because we're already here, the next thing I wanted to point out is this also gives me some insights on the types of products that people are either searching for or receiving from or looking for on or searching for on Etsy, and also the types of products that exist on Etsy. They've got productivity planners. People are creating productivity planners, productivity trackers, templates, planner printable, stickers, planner Google Sheets, printables, journals, planners for the iPad, digital planner. All of these have the word productivity in. And right now, the biggest one, or the one that's searched the most or gets the best results, is the one that's productivity planner. So that could be some insight to you that when people, if you want to focus on productivity, whether it's productivity around anything, productivity around creating websites or developing music or doing e-commerce or, you know, I don't know, gardening. Like if you want to create productivity planners are a hot item that people are either looking for or being developed on Etsy. And it's the number one. The next one is productivity trackers. People want to make sure that they're making progress. So because of that, that's the next hot topic. The next one after that is template. So the great thing about search engines or search boxes on any platform, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, Walmart, whatever, when you, not Shopify, sorry, Walmart, if anytime that you type it into the search box and you just sit there for a second, you're going to see what people are either looking for or what exists. The majority of the time, the stuff that's at the top is the stuff that people are searching. They're actually searching those words. And so these are words that I write down. I write down this stuff because I'm going to use this information to create my listing. So I would encourage you to write down this stuff based on whatever it is that you developed or designed. Okay. So I'm going to try to do printable. Let's just see. There we go. All right. So when I do productivity printable, here's all the stuff that's coming up. A lot of them are digital planners. You'll see a bunch of, oh, I think my, oh no, it's 100. Okay. So I got productivity planners are the first things that are coming up. That's at the top, lots of planners, lots of planners. Okay. You got a person that's here that is selling sheets. They're selling downloadable sheets. This is more digital planners again, because they've got the whole iPad look around it. This is, looks like it's an actual oh, it's a printable, but they put it in a spiral bound. So, okay. They didn't do that right. It looks like they just laid it over a spiral. So don't do your images like this, because I can actually tell by just looking at it, I can tell. Then this one looks like it's sheets as well. So this one is a sheet. Although, I mean, it's pretty cool, but they could have used Placeit to create this image if they were trying to do that. These are sheets. This is sheets. And so what you're noticing is these are all sheets, 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 sheets. So see how all these sheets, if I'm going to do this, selling one singular design, it's not going to be a hot item. I got to have a few more. That's the thing that I'm noticing. I have to have a few others to go with it. I could sell a single sheet. And this is what this person is doing. Well, this was the image that they have in the front is a single sheet. But what they've done is they've turned their main image into a video. That's what they've done, which is fantastic. And I love that. That means that they're going to get a little more traction, a little more traffic because of the fact that they've turned it into a video. which is absolutely awesome. Okay. So I do love this, that they've turned it into a video. I think this is actually 1000% cool. And you'll notice that it's got the little video icon there. This one they've turned into a video as well, which is the one we saw earlier. But the common denominator that I'm seeing is, Nicole, you're not going to be able to cut it with one single sheet. You're just not going to be able to do it. You might be able to do a couple, like this one is a minimalistic planner, so I could point that out and just have a couple of sheets shown. But one sheet is not necessarily going to do it. All the ones that are coming up under productivity planner, template, or printable are all multiple sheets, multiples. So, okay, you're going to have to do that. So I would have to go back, design some more stuff, make sure that I have a few more sheets that I would incorporate into it, and decide how I want this to lay out. So I'm going to actually create this with one. And the other thing that I'm noticing is, see how they have this cover image has the words in big font, and then ultimate bundle, and they've got a couple of pages. This one has project planner, and they got the sheets spread out. This one has them stacked on top of each other. This one is a single one with a person writing. So again, I don't know how much traction or traffic they're getting, but they're clearly showing up on the first page. This one is a minimalist. They say keep it simple, shop now. Okay, I love that. Keep it simple. So they got a couple of sheets. They say that it's minimalist and big letters. So I'm going to have this cover page right here. And I'm going to have to make sure I have some words up here. This one is 61 pages of ADHD. This one is showing, it says digital product, but it's, showing it in a planner spiral. This one is showing a full-on sheet, which is absolutely awesome. Editable cleaning schedule, blah, blah, blah. So they've done a great job with converting these into videos, because again, that's going to engage the customer, which is going to help them draw their eye to that product and to get more potential sales. So this one's Ultimate Planner. They've got 300 pages, which is really awesome. Again, they've changed. This is the same listing. This is 300, and this is Productivity Planner. So this is the same person selling. They're selling more products here, but again, they're also a star seller, but it's the same seller. Plan content is what it's called. So they are slicing and dicing. What they are doing is they're developing multiple pages. And once they develop them, they're selling them in different bundles and different listings, which is absolutely awesome. So you can tell by the look and the feel that these two go together. That's the first thing. You can also see that the name of the owner is the same. So they're just slicing and dicing. That's one of the things that I talked about in session 3 was like, you can create a bunch of single pages, start off with one, sell it, sell 2, sell 3. And then once you get enough of them created, if you have a game plan to create one new page a day for 5 days, at the end of 5 days, you got 5 sheets. At the end of a month, you got 20 pages. At the end of 2 months, you got 40 pages if you're just on Monday through Friday. So my point is, you got 40 pages, you did it over 2 months, and then you can take those 40 pages and slice and dice them and mix and match them into different bundles based on whatever it is that you're developing. So I just happen to be choosing Productivity Planner. You might be choosing recipes. You might be choosing educational sheets. You might be choosing flashcards. You might be choosing exercise planner sheets. You might be choosing, I don't know what you're choosing, accounting sheets, bookkeeping sheets. I don't know what you chose, but I just want you to know that, of course, whatever you've chosen, there are potentially many different ways in which you can bundle together the sheets and sell them. So, all right. So I know that I've got to create this cover sheet. And then in addition to creating the cover sheet, I've got, whatever the back pages are. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of these. I'll click on this one. So when I click on this, I can see what the secondary pictures look like. The secondary pictures for this listing, they've got the sheets lined up side by side, words over the top, sheets side by side, words over the top, sheets side by side, words over the top. I don't want you to think to yourself that you can't do something like this, because you can. And the great thing about it is you create it once, you create it in different colors, and they're already put together. So you're literally, once you create it, you can set it and almost set it and forget it. You can, create your listing and never have to create it again. Create it in 4 different colors, 3 different colors, whatever. That's what this person did. They did a couple different colors. And then this one is increase your productivity and track your financial and physical and mental state. Excuse me. They got different sizes, which is awesome. Again, taking one product, creating it once, so making that investment. So I'm sure that they spent probably a month creating all of this and then doing it in different colors and styles and designs. They'll never have to do it again. They just get repeat sales. It's like definitely passive income. Once you've created it, you never have to create it again. You just need to create the listings and the different combinations. So that gives me some insight into how many different types of listings I have to do, which is, I got to do some work here. So what we did something not quite the same. eCom planner. We have digital sheets out there. Hold on. Oh, ours is not even coming up. May have come down. All right, so I may have to reactivate mine. But anyway, because I thought we were on first page, but I guess not. So we did have an eCom planner. But anyway, so going through this, now we know what we need to create. We have an idea of what we need to create. And that's the thing that you need to make sure that you know. I needed that image because I knew I needed to create the cover thing. Okay. So some of these other elements, you can get these from within Canva, like the pencil. This one's got the pencil on. That's a video one. So every time I go over it, it's going to show something. So let me find one where it's not a video that has a pencil. Okay, so this one has a pencil here. So some of these elements you can get from Canva, and some of these elements you can get from other tools. One of the tools that we use is Placeit. So placeit.net, and it's Placeit all one word, Placeit all one word, and then .net is another account that we have to create graphics that include like the iPad with the pencil next to it. So that's something that you can consider as well. This one right here is what I would consider a non-traditional image because they're using a wood background. They've got a flower here. So typically like that wood background, this is like a non-traditional image. Does it work? I mean, because it's movement, yeah, it can work. It's different compared to what everybody else is doing. So if you want to be different, you can definitely do that. Just encourage you to, decide what you want to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and create this Canva listing, and I'm going to do it in square. That's the shape. So I'm going to start with creative design, and I'm going to choose a square. Now, Instagram is in a square already, so it makes it a whole lot easier. And I am going to upload the image that I downloaded of the product by itself. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so I have the image. So if I wanted to get fun and funky with it, I could take this image and duplicate it and fan it out a bunch of ways. Okay. So I'm going to try to do is sort of simulate that whole fanned out multiple sheets kind of thing that we saw. So the way that I do that, I'm going to take this first one and then take the next one, layer it on top of it and turn it. Maybe if I get it. So he's my front. Hold on, he's my front. So let me do my backs first. Okay. So this is that whole send to the front, send to the back. If you watched my video that I sent you all, I explained the whole send it to the front, send it to the back. So as you work on your printable, whatever work you're doing, yeah, they get them all in here. Keep them in the frame. Probably should have made him smaller. That's okay. That's okay. There, you always second guess everything you do anyway. So, all right. All right. So as I'm moving this around, which is a lot. Oh, he's going to be on top. Okay, so he's my on top. Let's go this way. All right. Didn't want to spend this much time doing this, but okay, guys. So all I'm trying to do is replicate to some extent the look of what's happening behind the scenes. All right, so the layer, whoops, nope, nope, nope. I don't want to comment. The layer is where it is in the stack, is what that means. We'll bring a couple of these to the front. So this was that whole, what I was talking about, bring it forward, bring it back, whatever. I don't have these evenly moved down. So pay attention to what you're doing. Trust me on that. So as I move this around, didn't want to spend all this time. I'm going to try to fix it so it's sort of like fanned out a little bit. So we'll pretend that these are all different sheets. I want the one that's behind this. Let him come forward a little bit. Not him. Nope, nope. Let me get some of these others to come forward just a little bit. One more, come on. Anyway, so I would spend a bunch of time just making this front thing. Probably the thing that's going to take you longer, creating the listing itself, the design for the design that you're going to use for the main image is probably the thing that's going to take you a little bit of time. But the rest of it, like creating the listing itself, once you've gotten that part done, then it goes much faster. So number one, if you're going to time yourself and kind of spread out the amount of time you're going to spend doing stuff, you know, I normally average about 5 minutes to create the design of the product that I'm trying to create. I really don't spend a lot of time on it. Every once in a while, I'll spend about 10 or 15 minutes, but the max is 15 minutes. So if you were going to allocate time, and let's say you're going to commit to 2 hours, the way you might break up that 2 hours is, you know, you're gonna have to do a little bit of research at the beginning. So I normally do my research on Sunday, as I said before, because I want to know what I'm doing for the rest of the week. So I do my research on Sunday so I can just get started working on Monday. So Monday, if I'm gonna spend an hour, I'm gonna spend 5 or 10 minutes creating the design, 5 or 10 minutes creating the image for the listing itself, and then 5 minutes to create the listing. So 5 or 10, so if we say 10, 10, and 5, that's 25 minutes. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is do it again. And so I can at least get 2 listings done, if not 3, in 1 hour, depending on how much time I spend. So if I can get 3 listings in an hour, I can divide that into 20, 20, 20, 20 minutes each. 20 minutes for the first listing, 20 minutes for the second listing, 20 minutes for the third listing. And I can have 3 listings done in 1 hour. If I'm committing to 2 hours, again, 20, 20, 20. And so you just over time, you'll get faster at creating the cover image, you'll get faster at creating the product, you'll get faster at a few different things. So that doesn't take you as long to do some of this. Okay, so I don't know that it looks the way that I want it to, but I think you get the concept. There's one of these that's out of sorts. This is the guy that's out of sorts. He's sort of out there all by himself. Okay, I need his curve. There we go. There he is. Yeah, he's anyway, I'll fix it. So once I get the design that I want, sort of kind of getting the same effects, taking the same image and moving it around, then I got to put some text up here to say what it is. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to get the heading. You can choose whichever, if you want to take one of the existing ones, you can do that, or you can just choose a text. So I just grab a heading, gonna put it up here. I am going to use a font. So let's use this font and I'm going to write productivity planner daily planner template. Okay, or printable. We're doing printables. Ooh, if I can just get on the right right keys. Oh my God, Ellie. Y'all, I'm on the wrong keys. All right. So now I have some words here. Okay, this is 48. I can lower it. Maybe do I'll do this. Change this from 48 to 56, making that a little bit bigger, maybe 64. There we go. Then the text again. And I'm going to leave that at 48, come in here, use this one, and I'm going to call it daily planner. Might make that a little bit smaller. Let's see, 42, 36. Okay, that works. I can change the background color, so we'll make it a different color. Maybe a tan or something. So I can choose a color that I feel like it's going to be closest. Get in here and choose some kind of tan color that I think is going to work. Okay, you see what I'm doing there? Okay, I'll put some other words. I'll probably take this whole thing and group it and move it down. But anyway, so once I get it the way I want it, gotta get them all in there. I can move them down. I can group it. Hopefully they're all grouped. Okay, if they're arranged right, I think I got them all. And then if I wanted to put some more text up here, I can put some text over here, you know, get organized, stay organized, make sure you're productive every day or whatever. So I can put some more words on here by looking at other people's listings to kind of get that. But this is my cover sheet. Then I have to create the next page. So the way that I create the next page is I can click on add a page. It's going to create that tan sheet. And then I can bring in my upload again. And let's just say they were all different, but they're not. But let's just pretend that they were. So if I wanted to do that whole scale thing that the others were doing, where they had that whole effect of them being on top of each other, and then I want to do that whole shadow effect. Hold on, lock, background. Hold on, my son is just making all kind of noise. His background. Block, comment. Nope. Edit image. Edit photo, and I need a shadow. Effect, behavior, blur. I don't want any of those. See all. I don't want any of those. I want a shadow on the image. Pro eraser, filters, effects. Oh, there we go. Shadow. There we go. All right, so I want shadow. No, that's not shadow. All right, not giving me what I want. Shadow, blur, size, light shadow. Oh, drop shadow. That's what I want. Thank you. Okay, so I got a drop shadow and we're going to do, I'm gonna do 20 or 20. Okay, so I'm gonna do drop shadow. That's 20 is too much. Just edit photo again. And I'm gonna do 10. There we go. Delete this. So now I have that whole drop shadow thing going on that's going to be similar, that I can stack these and get, again, a similar picture to what other people did with theirs. I know I'm doing this very fast and very cheesy. I would actually take the time to do it right. But anyway, I think you get the idea. So I'm going to duplicate this and continue down this path of pretending that it is all separate sheets. Okay. Then if I wanted to do this again and I want to take the next one and go off the page, I can do the whole off the page thing. So it's sort of halfway. Do here. And then I would duplicate and come down and do it here. And duplicate again. Oh, nope, it didn't hit duplicate. Duplicate again. I just need a couple of photos, as you all know, to put into my listing. So that's what we're doing. So you're going to be going through the process of creating a couple of photos to go into your listing. Again, the first time you do it, it's probably going to take you a little bit of time because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I can't get the elements are not in the right place. Just like when you were creating your design or editing your design. So I don't want you to be frustrated. Just anticipate that it's going to be interesting, but you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So once you get all of the elements, I probably should have made this tighter, but that's okay. I'm just trying to fly through this at this point. So once I have this in here, let's pretend I have a whole bunch of pictures, but I don't. You're going to download whatever you've created. Make sure you put the words that you want on your listing. Make sure that you have, so now that I kind of sort of quasi have that whole effect thing, and we'll pretend that these are all separate sheets. So I could have made this tighter, but I didn't. So if I go back and I look at what happened with Etsy, I can see, okay, you've got the stacked sheets. Like I could do the shadow effect, which I didn't on the front. I can, that's a video. Let me go back up. So I could have done the shadow effect on some of the others. I could have stacked them, whatever the case may be. I want to make sure my secondary pages, you know, what I am saying and what I've written. So this one is like brain dump bundle. They're telling you the different sizes. So that could be a line that I put onto my image. I could put the sizes if you're going to create this in different sizes. Initially, you're probably not going to create it in different sizes. But again, I could create it in different sizes. I could showcase some of the great great images. So this is 4 versions included. Okay, so they got more templates. They also have their brand on here. So if you're going to ultimately create a brand, you can do that. So these are all things that we're paying attention to. They have this whole more templates, so you can go back up to Canva and you literally could create all of the things that they have done with theirs. I could go through the process. Where is it? I could go through the process and create all the same things they've done with theirs. Where did I put this thing? There it is. So I could create all the same effects that they've done with theirs. by putting a shadow effect, by putting a line that says, how many am I creating? I could do all of the same work that they're doing. There we go. So if you wanted to do, it comes in different sizes. I can come up here, I can look for the element for the square. I can take this square and I can make it into anything I want. Okay, so I can move this, make it up here, take it across, come down just a little bit. Change this color, of course, go with a lighter color. So maybe make it that color or that color. That works. It's a lighter color, so it's a little different. It makes it stand out a little bit. Put some text on it. Do the whole sizes, and you can change the font that you want. If you don't want that font, you want something that's more simple, I can choose Calgary. Sizes, and then whatever the sizes are that you're coming in. So sizes, letter A4, you know, like you can go through and do all of that. Make the spaces, make it big enough, make it whatever, change the font. So I could go through and do all of those pieces and add it to mine. Once it's in the what I want it to look like, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to download this again. So now I have my images. You can download them as a PNG or PDF. I mean, sorry, JPEG if you want to, it doesn't matter. So we have the product that is downloaded as a PDF, and then we have the images themselves for the listing that we're going to download as PNG or JPEG. So I'm going to go ahead and download as PNG. So I'm going to download all of them. And then once I have, I should have downloaded them separately. Sorry, let me just tell you that. So I want to download them one at a time because I got to upload them, attach them one at a time. So I'm going to download. The way you do that is you do download, and you, where it says pages, we're going to go ahead and do page 1. So we're going to download page 1 by itself, and then we'll download page 2. That's what I should have did. Okay, so I'm going to download one at a time. Now that I have done that, now I can go create the listing. So does everybody understand what I've done so far and why I've done what I've done and how I'm doing what I'm doing? I just need to make sure that I at least am making sense on what we're doing. Does that make sense for everybody? Does everybody understand? Are there any questions in what I'm doing? Any questions? Okay, I don't see any comments, so I just want to make sure we're good. Okay. All right, so now that you understand why I'm downloading, now we're going to go and create this listing, hopefully. And I have to log into my Etsy account, so I got to stop share for just a second. And I'm going to go and log into my Etsy account. Now I have my Tony and Nix, which has a lot of, I don't know what's in there anymore. It's my training account, Tony and Nix. Although I am going to sell some stuff this month on it, but it's my training account. And hopefully that's my password. I hope it is. It is my password. Okay. All right, they want me to confirm my password real quick. Hold on. That's the joy of doing stuff. Give me 2 seconds. Tony, email.com. Give me just a second. I gotta confirm. Oh, come on. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I just need this minute because they want me to re-verify my stuff. Okay, I'm back in. All right, so let me share my screen again. Hopefully I'm good. I don't know where my thing is. Sorry, had to do that real quick. Okay, so we're gonna share. Okay, so now that I'm back in, the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and create. I forgot that I have a couple of accounts and I logged into the wrong one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create my listing. So I'm going to go to shop. And once I go to shop, I am going to go to listings. So inside of the training, there's a few different, well, I talk through the listing process, high level. So after I create the listing, some of the things that Etsy is going to be looking for when I create the listing is they need my listing images, okay? I do want to point out real quick the difference between tags and keywords. Tags are not keywords. Keywords are what customers type into the Etsy search, that search box, to find items. So you do want to know what the keywords are that people are typing into the search box. Tags are not for the customer. The tags are part of the metadata for your Etsy listing. So that is, they exist only to tell Etsy, the search engine, what your item is. So that's what the tags are. They tell the Etsy search engine what your item is. Tags are what we put into the listing tags field to tell Etsy what your item is. Tags and keywords are often misconstrued as meaning the same thing, as if they were synonyms and interchangeable. Perhaps confusion lies in the fact that the search engines give you more weight, give more weight on to tags, and they match to the keywords exactly. So just know that your tags and your keywords are going to be completely different. We do have a tag section where we're going to actually put in our tags. So as I go through this real quick, some of the things that Etsy is looking for, and you can come back and read this. This is directly from Etsy's website. They want you to optimize your listing, and the things that matter is your tags, your item attributes, your title, your tags, your item attributes, your listing quality, and then your customer experience. And then of course, shipping, but shipping is not going to be a big thing right now. So when it comes to your tag and titles, make sure that your tags are short. Your title tells what the product is, whatever it is. So I just did productivity planner printable or whatever. So that is what it is. It's a printable, it's a productivity planner printable sheet. That's really what it is. It's a daily one because it has the little days of the week at the top. And so, it would be used for people that are trying to get organized. It's an organization sheet. So that is one of the tags that I would probably use. It's mainly used for helping people get organized, to be productive, things like that. Your item attributes that you're going to be populating, and we'll see that in just a second. Those are, again, details or descriptions about your listing. When you go and look at your competitor's listing, also look at the description. They're going to tell you a few things in the description of the listing. So as I'm going through the description of the listing over here, for the listings that we were like sort of semi-comparing to. So if I go back to this to-do list. So these are, learn more about this item. You'll see that in the description, they're saying that it's a printable template bundle. It's designed to help you stick to your goals and plans. You just download it and print it and it's ready to use. If it needed to be printed on a specific type of paper, you want to put that into the description. Okay, you want to know that. It has rooms for a 3-hole punch on the side, which is good. They're telling me what you can use it for, which is for home or office, how to download. So you can download your digital. Once your purchase is confirmed, then please note that there's no There are no printable materials. You're going to download it from your purchases. So from there, you'll unzip the file, and then and they're telling you what software you can use to unzip it, because again, some of these printables are going to be too big. So telling the customer what they can use to unzip the file is also helpful. They're saying that you can open the file with Adobe Reader because it is a PDF. So Adobe Reader is actually a free tool. So you can go to Adobe and get Adobe Reader. And if you want to print it, choose the actual size on your printer settings. And if you want to change the colors colors might vary, but they didn't put a lot of color into this. This looks like it's 100% black and white. So, and then it says this item is for personal use and cannot be sold or redistributed or used for any commercial purposes. So again, if you are just selling the product and you don't want people to take your product and relist it, you need to indicate that it's only for personal use and it cannot be resold. Okay. And then, it has any questions. So that's stuff that you have to make sure you incorporate into your listing. What I normally do is I will put my listing verbiage into a notepad. If it is something that I'm listing over and over again, some of the common sentences that I would put into the listing, I have it either in a notepad or a Google Doc. So all I have to do is when I create a new product that goes with this family of products, I can copy and paste all of the description into that listing. So if we were to go look at, over here, if we were to go look at, I forgot which one we were looking at before, Minimalist Planner. So if we go look at Minimalist Planner, again, we can see, you can click on Learn More, the words that they have over here on the description. So important, what you write here. And then they're telling you what's included in this. You get a to-do list, a weekly to-do list, a monthly goals, and a notes. And then it says delivery. It is instant download. So your files will be available once you pay for it. And here's how. And then, of course, you're going to go to your purchases and you can download it. So again, minimalist. If people want to buy it, they can buy it. If they don't want to, that's fine. You'll also notice that this person put a watermark on every single one of their pages. So if somebody wanted to come in and actually take a picture, because sometimes people do take this picture, look, I use Snagit all day long. Okay, I do. So if somebody wanted to come and take this and just literally paste it onto a blank sheet in Canva and sell it again, they could. So this person didn't say it's not for resale. So you want to take a note from the other people for sure, but they definitely put their name over the top of it, so that way that reduces the chances of somebody taking it and reselling it the way that the way that it's listed. So it looks like it's potentially a zipped file. So one of the things that they could have said here was that, you can use this tool to unzip it. So they could have given some more helpful things to make this 100% customer friendly. The goal is if you're going to produce a product that you don't want your customers to ask any questions about, give them all the details that they need in the description. So the other one did a great job of saying, hey, and you can use this free tool to unzip it. And hey, you can open it up in Adobe. Like this guy didn't do that. This person didn't do that. That's not to say this isn't a good product, but again, this person could end up getting questions emailed to them. And if you're working a full-time job or you're doing other things, you're not going to be babysitting your Etsy account to go look for questions. You should be checking your Etsy account for questions. You should. But if you want to make this as much as possible on autopilot, make sure you include as many of the details as possible into the description, making it so much easier for your customers to come back to the original listing to figure out, oh, I can use this tool to unzip it. Oh, I can use this tool to open it. Oh, if I wanted to resize it, I can do this with my printer. The other person did a great job doing that. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm sure this person is getting a lot of sales for what they're doing, but there's some more things that they could do to make it even better because they got 21 sales, so they're doing decent. Okay, does everybody get that? Does everybody catch that or what I'm pointing out there? Just so yes, no, maybe. All right, okay, we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on add a new listing. And as I go through this process of adding the listing, as I go back to this real quick, Etsy wants me to make sure that I include all the attributes. They also want to make sure in the listing quality that I'm including the detailed information that customers are going to need, which is the thing that I talked about before. If there's any type of sizes or anything like that, I want to point that out. So they're walking you through how to update an existing listing or to add an existing listing. And these are the step-by-step steps. And then updating the attributes to the listing. So they're walking through that in this. So you will be able to see this in your notes. I think it's going to be your Etsy session 4 notes. If you want to come back and slow it down just a little bit. The other thing is you want to make sure your customer has a great buying experience. That was the thing that I was talking about. The guy that the last one we looked at didn't have some of those extra things that will make it so much easier for your customer to be 100% self-sufficient and not have to come back and ask any questions. There's nothing like buying something and have to come back and ask questions. So again, be mindful of that. Okay. You want to make sure the customer experience is good because then they'll tell other people, and or Etsy will see that you're getting sales, and that will help the algorithm as well. Okay. For shipping, of course, we're doing online shipping, so some of the shipping stuff doesn't matter. We already talked about the listing images because we're going to use Canva to create those. Make sure you add your brand if it makes sense. So we're going to click on add a listing. Once we do that, we're going to add our photos. So you want to fill in as many of the photos as possible as you go through there. Then the next thing is if you wanted to create that animated video, the great thing about Canva is that you can actually use Canva to create that animated video that we were looking at for some of these listings. That's the main image. And so make sure that you do that if it makes sense for the product that you're selling. Once you kind of get comfortable using Canva, I want to encourage you to do that so that way you have the opportunity to get more eyeballs and gain more traffic on your listing because of the fact that you're using movement. So the reason why movement is so important is because people's attention spans are so short these days, extremely short. And because their attention spans are so short, you want your listing to stand out from the crowd. If somebody hovers over your listing and they see movement, that's going to make them stop for a second, take a look at it. What are all the pictures that are coming across here? Okay, I'm sort of interested in that. And that could potentially cause you to get more sales versus a static photo. Again, attention spans are short. People's patience are short. If you pull that up on a mobile device and you compare the two images, one with this a flat image and one that's a video, more than likely the person's probably going to go get the video. The other thing is a lot of those video images did have color, which was fantastic. So don't overlook the opportunity to upload a video. Then the next thing is going to be putting in your title and then who made it, you made it, and what is it? Sorry. You're going to have all these fields. What is it and when did you make it? So you're going to fill those in for Etsy. The category, if you're not really sure of the category, go look at your competitors' listing to determine what category it's in so you can make sure that you put yours in the same category. You can type in planners in my example, but again, go look at your competitors. At least look at around 5 to 10 of your competitors just to make sure that you're in the right place. And then whether or not you want your listing to manually renew or automatically renew. So they're going to charge you 20 cents. You just want to be prepared for that. And then if it's a physical or digital, if it's a digital download. You're literally going to choose digital. And then they're going to make you upload the file at that time. Okay. Everybody catch that. So let's go do it. I know I'm going through this a little fast because it's already 9:30. So this is our main image. I'm going to choose this. I'm not the right size. Oh, okay. I don't think I'm the right size. I think I'm too small. So I may have to resize mine. That's the triangle telling me. So Etsy, I think it's 1,000 Etsy sizes. Oh gosh. Etsy image size. Nicole, you should know this by heart. So I need to make sure that the image is 2,000 pixels. So I'm going to go into Canva and I'm going to resize it real quick. That's the great thing about Canva. Is I can go in and resize it. So I'm going to choose my image and I'm going to click on resize and I am going to select, I want to go to 2,000 pixels. If they don't have it, I can type it. So I am going to just resize instead of copy and resize, and it's going to automatically resize it for me. Okay. Now when I upload it, I shouldn't get that message. So I gotta do it one at a time real quick. Okay, let me get in here. Make sure it's PNG before you go through all this. Okay. So now that it's resized, I can go and get the other one. And I can close this, go get the other one, the one that I just downloaded, and choose this one. Now I shouldn't get the triangle. That's my primary image. I can go add my secondary images. If I had a video, I can go add whatever I wanted to. So I'm gonna pretend that I have multiples of this thing. And I don't, but again, we're just making up a listing. Okay. So now that I have gone through and I've added everything, if you need to stop, you can go through and click on Save Drafts. If you need to adjust your thumbnail, you can come in here. You can make adjustments to the thumbnail so that it fits. So I'm losing the top, kind of. So I'm going to move this down. Okay. And I'm going to save that. So now it's the thumbnail is adjusted. Okay. If I had a video, I can add that. I'm going to go ahead and put in my title. So you want to make sure that you do the keyword research, what it is and how people are searching for it. So this is a product. I spell productivity, right? See if we can get on the right keys. Productivity, minimalist. So normally I would put what it is at the beginning. It's planner sheet. A daily planner sheet is really what it is. It's a daily planner sheet, but the emphasis is on productivity. So I'm going to choose productivity first. So productivity, minimalist, daily planner sheet. And then who made it? I did. What is it? It is a finished product. When did I make it? I made it, I don't know, this year. Okay, so then I want to go into printable. So I'm going to put it in that category and I can say that it is, yeah. Yeah, so that's the category that works. Then color, I don't know, what color did I make this thing? Some kind of beige color? I made it some kind of beige color. Secondary color, if you want to put a secondary color, whatever. So search. So sometimes new year, people will kind of decide that they want to get organized, they want to be productive. So if I wanted to say, hey, I'm going to do new year and I don't see new year as an option. So, okay, fine. Then the next thing is I want to automatically renew. I want it to be digital. I would put in a description. We're going to put some words in here. Make sure you add, like if you want to go and take somebody else's verbiage, make sure that you edit it so that's applicable to yours. Make sure you include all the key points so that your customer will be okay with it. All right. And then the next thing is I'm going to add my tags. So this one is all about organization, and that's one, or getting organized, productive. And if possible, use all of your tags, what it is. It's about productivity. It's not being productive, but anyway. And then the material or ingredients. So it's all paper. You can say paper. And that's it. Okay, so then I'm going to put my price. Let's just say I'm doing $3.99. Quantity, I can say that I have 50. And or I can just say 1. And then personalization, if you wanted to do that, I would upload my digital file. This is where I'm going to go get that PDF that we created before, and I make sure that I upload the PDF. And then I can preview it. And if I preview it, I can look at the listing, and then I can choose to publish it. So once it is done, I can go ahead and publish it, and I can move on to the next thing. It's taking me a long time only because I'm talking while I'm doing this. And so normally I just kind of do this on autopilot. I don't have to go through all this stuff. So this will go on and on and on, and then it'll get to a place where I'll be able to see it. It's probably saying, hey, you don't have real words in that description. You have gibberish. So that is like how you create the listing. You want to look at it, and once you're good with it, you can click publish so that you can publish your listing. And then, we've already gone through this. You want to add as many of the tags as possible. You want to make sure you know what the keywords are. There's no shipping in this example, so we don't have to worry about that. So we saw the different options. We saw the different kinds of bulk listings we could create. So if you're very methodical and you just remain consistent, let's say you create, because your schedule doesn't permit, but you're going to give yourself the bandwidth to do this. Let's say you create one new sheet 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Just imagine how many different combinations of bundles you could have available in 2 months, just by, the tortoise and the hare, just being intentional every single day, going through and creating one new item, even one sheet. Maybe nobody buys the one sheet, but then you can start putting them together. So I do want to point out, one of the ways that you can actually put all of your items together so it becomes one big order is that you can use Adobe. Adobe, it is a paid product, not the Adobe Reader, but I have Adobe Pro. And so Adobe Pro, you can sign up. If you have a student in your house, you can get a discounted rate through the school discount. So you can say it's a student and they'll ask you which school, and you can pay the lower amount. But Adobe Pro will allow you to make PDFs editable so that people can actually save and type into them, and they can use them on their iPad so they become digital. So you can have 2 versions of your product. You could have the same product that is just sheets, PDF sheets, and different variations of PDF sheets clustered together. You can use Adobe Pro to do that. And you can use Adobe Pro to make your sheets editable, so people can actually type into the middle of them and save them. So I wanted you to know that that is a possibility when you're looking at creating variation listings or bulk listings. Like, you can do your first set of bulk listings and another set, and you literally could take the images and that you've created over the last 2 months and spawn, 5 or 6 or 7 different listings just from the work that you did over 2 months. Okay, you can come back and do another set of them, different colors. Maybe you start off with planners, then maybe you come up with meal plan stuff, and then maybe you come up with chore duties, and then maybe you come up with, something else like a watering your plant schedule. Like, different people need different things, and then you come up with another set of sheets for, care for someone that needs, like a senior that needs some help. So, you got all kinds of sheets there that you can work with. You've got their med tracking sheets and their meal tracking sheets, and the doctors or the nurses that clock in and out that are coming, stopping by the house. And then what happened that day? Was there anything going on with their mood or their, bodily functions or their diet for the day? Did anything happen? And so there's so many different sheets that you can create, and you can do it slowly and intentionally. If you did this 5 days a week, throughout the entire year, you could have multiple bundles on Etsy, and it becomes truly a passive income at that point. And you can convert all of those documents into editable documents. So now you've got the versions that are just PDF, and you have the ones that you can type into. So I just want you to think about that on a grander scale to generate revenue and income for yourself. Okay. So I think those are the biggest ticket items that I wanted to point out. You're going to upload the PDF, and then they'll receive it when they buy it. So with that being said, I'm going to unmute everybody. I kind of went through the last part a little fast, but I do want to give you the opportunity to ask any questions. So was this helpful? Did this kind of give you some insight on how to get that listing up? Let's go see if it ever finished. It's still spinning. Oh my gosh. Save as a draft is probably what I should have did. Save as a draft. There we go. Save as a draft. Let me refresh, see if it's in my drafts. Okay, so what questions can I answer right now? Let me go to my drafts. There it is, right there. What questions can I answer? You're unmuted, so you can ask whatever questions you want. It's not live. Yeah. What questions can I answer? If any. Okay, so your assignment is to wrap this up. If you, again, I said at the beginning, I sent everybody an email. I sent you the same email twice, just 2 different subject lines. And I gave you a video on how you can create printables. We talked about at the beginning that I encourage you to use the non-pro if you're using Canva designs. I'm also going to send you a link to multiple other types of sites that you can use as well. I put them in the chat so that you have them as well. So you have the opportunity to be able to finish this up. And your objective, your goal is to get your listing up. Do you feel like you got enough information today so that you can actually create your first listing? I want you to create it in class. If you want to stick around, I'll stick around. For those of you that need help, if you've been working or walking along beside me, because you can just build gibberish for right now, just so you can get the experience and then come back and create the real product later. I don't know if you did or didn't do that, but for right now, you can start off with gibberish. So did today's session help you and at least getting started with creating this listing to go up on Etsy and give you some insight and some ideas on how you can make this listing? And I'm encouraging you to talk, so I've unmuted everybody. Or you can type in the comments. You can type in the comments as well. All right. Does anybody want me to stick around right now so that we can walk through whatever challenges you're encountering on Canva right now, or whatever challenges you're encountering on Etsy right now, so that I can help you get over the hump? I want you, before the next class, to actually have one listing up. And I also want you not to be overwhelmed with, there's a bunch of people who got a whole bunch of products on Etsy, and how am I going to ever get any sales? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, let's just at least go through the exercise of putting up the first listing. So does anybody want me to stick around? Does anybody need my help? Does anybody?
Hi, Nicole.
Hey.
This is Lisa. Hi, this is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi. Somewhat overwhelmed.
Okay.
I did go in and play with Canva. I've had Canva for years as well. Okay. I'm not like you, though. I'm not a grandfather or anything, but I've had it for years, and I go in every now and then and I play around. So I do have some things in there. So I'm going to go in and create my listing. I'm just going to do it.
Okay.
The issue that I have, though, with the productivity, the calendar that you sent us, I'm just like, I'm good with paper. So being digital and being on Google Sheets or Google Calendar, I'm just having challenges.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, I guess I'll figure it out.
Okay, so this is what I will say. I'll go ahead and show you one of these folders. I don't know. So if you wanted to download the digital, so let's go look. I know I have it in here somewhere. So digital section 1. So you could take this and just download it, so you don't even have to deal with.
Okay.
You just click on it and just click download. And then once you download, it's going to be on your desktop. Now, for me, I can't download right now because I'm logged in as too many different people. So because I'm logged in as eCom Seller Summit, I'm logged in as Nicole Whitlock, I'm logged into my Google account, my Amazon account, and I'm logged into my Google account for Etsy. So it's like, I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to let you download anything. But you should be fine because you're not doing multiple things like I am right now. So you should be able to just click on the link that I gave you and click on download, and it should go directly to your desktop. So if I go and look, because I've already downloaded this at some point, version 7, section 1. So I've already got it downloaded.
Okay.
So go to my downloads. Okay, so here it is. And so all you need to do is just download it. And I think what I gave you all is the editable version. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the editable version. So you literally,
Okay, so it is editable.
yep, it is. And so my version I gave you is editable. I'm logged into the Adobe Pro, so I'm going to get extra messages. But you literally could start filling it in when it comes to your productivity in your business.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just like,
You can start doing that now.
yeah.
The thing that I will say is, let me do this version thing again. Digital. I have a version 2. Okay. So here is the second half. And so the thing that I like about the second half is at the beginning of this class, I talked about just getting your activity in your print on demand business and putting it on autopilot.
Yes.
One of the ways that you can do that is, and I did this in a coaching session this week, is you could take this daily holiday sheet, go out 6 to 8 or 10 weeks ahead and decide that you want to make print on demand products associated with whatever is 6 to 8 or 10 weeks ahead. So today is 4/13. So if I went out to 6/13, let me go to 6/13. And I am going to zoom in as soon as I find it's here. Okay. So I'm gonna zoom in so we can all see whatever's on 6/13.
Yeah.
So you can go to 6/13 and you can start creating some of the designs. Now, one of the things that I noticed, okay, so then you've got Higher Education Day. Some people that live in another country care about Queensland Day. I don't necessarily. Best Friend Day. So somebody's going to potentially buy t-shirts. They're going to buy them in advance. They're not going to buy them on June the 8th. They're going to buy them in advance and deliver it to their best friend, right?
Right.
Okay. So your goal is to, again, over time, like you could create maybe a best friend planner if you wanted to. If you're struggling with ideas and concepts of what to do, the great thing about the digital planner is it gives you a bunch of ideas. So people who care about Earth Day, like they may have a checklist of things that they're doing every single day to help protect the earth. So you can give them a daily checklist of activities. I am recycling. I am this. I am that. Whatever it happens to be, check it off, check it off, check it off. So you literally could come up with ideas. Corn on the cob day, which is crazy. So German chocolate day, like somebody is going to want a t-shirt with the German chocolate cake on the front of it, and they will wear it on German chocolate cake day. Somebody is going to maybe have some kind of crazy socks that have corn on the cob on them, and it'd be corn on the cob day, but they're not going to buy them right now. They're going to buy them. I mean, they're not going to buy them on that date. They're going to buy them in advance.
Now, yeah, in advance.
On that date. So that's why I say go 6, 8, 10 weeks out, create that listing, rank for that listing, make it active, and then that way you can take advantage of some of the crazy holidays that are in this calendar. You got Pink Day coming up. You got typewriter.
Oh, wow.
Like there's people that are nerds that love typewriters. Tom Hanks loves typewriters. So you got Typewriter Day coming up. You got Pralines Day. I mean, like people in New Orleans love pralines. Okay. So my point is, there's some of these things that you can either create a design or you can create a tool that they can use to be able to, you know, keep track of this information. So for Typewriters Day, what if you created a sheet of all of the different types of typewriters and somebody had an informational sheet that they could download and say, you know, these are all the type, or maybe they're a collector. I have no idea, but you're giving them something to write on or to keep track of or to check off, or just informational sheet because they are a fan of typewriters. What if you wrote a book later on, write an ebook, had a bunch of different pictures in it, just on typewriters? Some nerd who loves typewriters, and there's a bunch of them, there's not just one, there's a bunch of people who are like typewriter fanatics. They would.
I wish I had my grandfather's old typewriter right now.
But my point is, there are people who are fans of some of these things. So on Kissing Day, you have to know that if you created a t-shirt that had some lips on it, you created another t-shirt or two people kissing, you know, whatever, people that know that Kissing Day is coming up, they're going to go out, they're going to look for a Kissing Day, they're going to buy it now so that they can wear it on Kissing Day. That is the reason why we put all this stuff into the planner, because I was getting tired as a coach of hearing people say, I don't know what to sell. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, we have solved your problem. There is no way that you cannot know what you could be selling potentially. So all you have to do is just take the initiative, do the work now, put the listing up now, and then just wait for the sales
Okay.
the day hits.
I'm ready now. You just gave me, because I was kind of like stuck, because I told you I'm a chef, so I'm stuck on the food thing. So I don't I don't necessarily have to stay in that area, right? That's what
You
you're
don't have
saying.
to, you do whatever you want to do. Now I
Okay.
will say Sugar Cookie Day on July the 9th, National Sugar Cookie Day. Like, come on now. There's so many different, you could do sugar cookie phone covers, sugar cookie tote bags, sugar cookie cookbook because you're a cook. So you literally could be putting together a bunch of sugar cookie recipes and put it out there in the universe, and then eventually turn it into an ebook, and then have a whole bunch of pictures and photos of different sugar cookies. Like, you could take this to a whole nother level and just focus on one niche. So my point is, like, there's so many different ways in which you can do this.
Okay. You have just motivated me.
So many.
Okay. Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, so just do it. There's some people who love cats, and so kitten day is going to be a big deal. There's people who love pina colada, so pina colada day is going to be a huge deal. So you could put together a recipe book of all kind of pina coladas, and you could post that on your social media. People could buy your book on National Pina Colada Day. Like, there's just so many opportunities. It's just what you limit yourself and you stop yourself is the only thing that stops you.
Right. Okay. That saved me right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Does this help anybody else? There you go. I said, I was asking, does this help anybody else, just to make sure everybody else is getting it? Like, this is the kind of stuff that I love. I'm passionate about it, because when people say they can't make any money online, I'm like, I am telling you exactly what to go do. If you just do the work, there's no way you can't get any sales. Maybe for the first year, maybe you didn't rank the words right for National Pina Colada Day, and that's fine. But the thing is that you took the action, and the more you take the action, the better you're going to get at it. So the next year, maybe you didn't get a bunch of sales this year, but next year you got like 5,000 sales because of the fact that you got better at creating listings. And the only way you're going to get better at it, just like riding a bike, you can't ride a bike once and know how to do it well. You have to keep riding a bike to get better at it, so that at some point you can ride the bike with no handlebars, right? Like not holding on to the handlebars. You can't do that on the first time you ride a bike. There's no way. If you took your hands off of the handlebars, get on the bike for the first time, you would definitely crash into something. And then you're gonna be in traction at a hospital somewhere. So just like, so you have to do it over and over and over again. It's the taking of the first step is what I'm trying to get people to do all the time. Every day, I spend my entire life trying to get people to take the first step. Once you take the first step, the momentum will start to happen like riding a bike. And then you'll get to a place where you're like, you know what, I ride a bike. I've gotten so well at it. I've balanced myself so well. I took my hands off the handlebars and I got this. So that's all I want you to do, is just to start taking the first step, be consistent about it. And over time, you'll start to tweak what you're doing. You'll start to see where you potentially had better opportunities. And it's only because you're doing it over and over again, and you'll get better at it and you'll start to get more sales.
Okay, that was great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well, I encourage everybody to go back and listen to the replay, and definitely use this. If you need help, schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. If you want me to look at your stuff, send an email to eCom Sellers Mastery. I will jump on a quick go Google Meet with you, and we will look at what you created before the next class, because we are going to move from printables. Now we're going to transition to physical products. But I want to make sure you're good on the printables. And I'm sorry I spent like the first 20 to 30 minutes of today's session talking about the stuff that's out there on YouTube. Don't let that distract you, and don't let that handicap or paralyze you. I need you to move forward with the information that you have, and at least take the steps so you can get to a place in your life, in this print on demand journey, where you can ride the bike with your hands not being on the handlebars. I want you to get there. You're like, you know what? I got this. I got this. I got a lot of sales. I'm getting some traction. All right. That's all I got. I appreciate all of you, and I am praying for your businesses every Sunday and every night. So with that, I hope that you all have an amazing evening. And if you feel like you're getting some value, please let me know that you're getting some value. Share it with other people and say, you know what? I am actually learning a little bit more about this print on demand stuff. So please go create your stuff. I want to see it in class next week. And even if it's a gibberish listing like the one I just created. So with that, we are going to say goodbye for now, guys. Have a blessed week. And please hit me up if you need some help. Okay?
Okay, good night.
Good night.